Merry Christmas, everyone, and welcome to the very first episode of the Offthewahl podcast, Christmas edition. My new family tradition in the spirit of the Wall Street Journal that my father used to print out every Christmas season. So I'm your host, John Wahl, or as my grandson Cam likes to call me, Papa. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so I'd like to kind of recap my whole year starting in January of 2024. And as we celebrate this season of joy and hope, though, I'd like to begin with a reading from the prophet Isaiah, chapter 9, verse 6. It says, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." So may the birth of Christ remind us of God's promises and his faithfulness. So this year, boy, what a year it has been. It's been a journey of faith, hard work, and blessings. Let me rewind to January. Picture this, me pushing Costco carts through treacherous snow in Juneau, Alaska, often by myself. It was tough, but I wasn't complaining. Why? Because I had made a promise to God. So after leaving some pretty deplorable work conditions back in Lanai, Hawaii, I vowed to God at the time that if he ever gave me another chance at another job in Juneau, Alaska, I would never complain about a job ever again. So there I was out in the snow, grateful to be in Juneau and close to my children, Jonas and Raven, and my grandson, Le Camry, who I call Cam. And you know what? That hard work didn't go unnoticed because in January, I was nominated as Employee of the Month. So actually, you can see it right here. Employee of the Month for January 2024, John Wahl. So pretty cool. Anyway, moving on. So by the spring, God had opened another door. I was selected as one of 5 people to join Costco's Supervisor and Training program. I was a little nervous going into it because I had the least amount of experience and training in Costco's kind of procedures and everything compared to the others. But I leaned on God, I gave it my all, and by the end of the program, I was only one of 2 to be promoted to a full-time front-end supervisor. And that other one who was promoted ended up leaving for another company shortly thereafter. So of those 5, I was the only one to actually make it as a full-time front-end supervisor. Now, around the same time, another blessing came my way. You see, when I moved back to Juneau from Hawaii, I first graciously, with the help of my sister Peggy, thank you so much, She let me stay in a room at her place when I first got back, but by January, February, it was time for me to move on and spread my wings, and God opened up a way for me to live and take over a 3-bedroom duplex with Raven, Cam, and Cam's little dog, Snoopy. And we have a shared backyard where Cam runs around and Snoopy does his best to keep up. And life at home has been full of laughter, learning, and love, especially being able to watch Cam grow up. Now, pushing carts at Costco helped me shed some pounds and get into better shape. But once I stepped into my new role as supervisor, the physical activity wasn't as regular. So in May, I joined the Alaska Club Gym. And let me tell you, that was one of the best decisions I made this year. I work out 6 days a week, rest on the 7th. It's not just about staying fit, though. It's about maintaining my mental health, too. And in rehab, I learned that the importance of replacing old habits with positive new ones is very important. So instead of heading to a bar after work, I head to the gym before work. It really sets the tone for my day, keeps me focused. But the gym isn't just about weights and treadmills either. It has massage chairs, a sauna, a hot tub, red light and salt therapy rooms. It even has a basketball court and tennis courts. And speaking of tennis, I've picked it up again. 3 days a week with a group mostly of retired Juneau folks, but it's been great getting back into the game. I'm actually, because I'm ambidextrous, growing up I played tennis right-handed, but now I'm learning to play it left-handed as well, mostly because I want 2 forehands, so one right-handed forehand, one left-handed forehand. But it's been fun, it's been great. I really enjoy it. Also, at the gym, let's not forget, it has punching bags and boxing gloves. They have, just in case I decide to come out of boxing retirement. After all, I'm still undefeated. So, Cam's favorite part of the gym, the indoor play center. It's one of the best in town, and the daycare is included in my membership. So while I'm working out, Cam is having the time of his life. So, and speaking of Cam, just this last December, we were able to take him to Wasilla as we traveled through Anchorage to obtain an official diagnosis of autism. It came as no surprise to us. He's already been receiving services through Infant Learning Program, which is the same one that got us on the path with Jonas and got us kind of leaning towards him having autism. Well, it turns out our grandson has it too, and that's okay. With the official diagnosis, we're ready to pursue additional early intervention services critical for his development and future independence. So next year will actually be another big step for Cam. When he turns 3, he's going to begin services at an integrated preschool, and we're going to pursue other avenues of getting him additional services. And he's just a wonderful little grandson. He's always happy, and he's just a joy. Raven is also doing well, and she will be providing me with another grandson in June. She hit some big milestones this year as well, including earning her driver's license. So after relying on public transportation for so long, this newfound freedom has been a blessing. She also keeps busy earning extra income through Instacart and DoorDash, and her most important role, though, is being a full-time mom to Cam and soon his little brother. But as for me, I'm embracing my role as papa, not just to Cam, but also his soon-to-be baby brother. I want to tell you about my son Jonas. He's also thriving. He's working as a ramp operator for Alaska Airlines, fulfilling his high school dream of being a baggage handler for Juneau's most popular airline. Now, with the job comes some pretty great perks. So whenever Jonas gets a hankering for Taco Bell, he can hop on a free flight to Anchorage or Seattle, catch a movie, and enjoy his favorite childhood food all in the same day. He's taken full advantage of those perks, including flying to Minnesota to watch the Vikings take on the Texans in their incredible home stadium. Speaking of the Vikings, Skull Vikings, doing pretty good. This might be our year. Jonas has also been asked to train for the lead role and is actively pursuing opportunities for advancement. He's a faithful, hardworking employee who's well-respected and liked by coworkers and supervisors alike. And yes, he's still a diehard Viking fan. Skull Vikings. This could be our year. And, those flight perks actually don't end with Jonas. I'm blessed to be on his flight benefit plan and took full advantage of it this year with trips to Southern California and Texas. I celebrated a huge milestone on October 19th, 5 years of sobriety. Many of you know I spent several days in Santa Ana with my niece and nephew, John and Chantel, and it was an amazing trip. I visited Laguna Beach, went to a Vikings game in Inglewood, and of course spent time at Disneyland. And I also discovered my newest favorite land, Star Wars Land. I still have lots of photos and videos to share from that trip. Time may reveal them. Now, my faith has been a cornerstone this year. I've stayed deeply involved with my church, Calvary Fellowship in Juneau. And I'm back on the worship team playing drums and percussion. If you're on Facebook, you've probably seen me share our services on my timeline. You can catch me playing the drums or percussion on those service updates. I also help with a middle school youth group. I attend a men's discipleship group. I belong to a home fellowship. However, the ministry that I'm most excited about is called U-Turn for Christ, and it's a faith-based recovery program for those battling addiction. We're praying to launch a branch here in Juneau in the coming year, and I'm kind of spearheading those efforts. So please pray that the Lord continues to open doors so we can turn this vision into a reality. Juneau desperately needs it. So as I look back on this year, I can't help but see God's hand in every step of the journey, from pushing carts in the snow to leading as a supervisor, from staying with my sister to having a home in my family. The year 2024 has been about growth, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I've learned to trust God more, lean into hard work, and find joy in the little things, like a dog named Snoopy. And also got a recent new one, a dog named Ronan. a black lab border collie mix, and then a grandson who calls me Papa, Cam. So thank you for joining me in this first Off the Wall podcast Christmas edition. I hope this becomes a new tradition where I share my family's journey, celebrate God's faithfulness, and look forward to what's next. So from my family to yours, may your Christmas be filled with love, laughter, and the peace of Christ. And may the coming year bring new opportunities and blessings your way. Merry Christmas and God bless. And God bless the Wahl family. I'm going to leave you this evening with a little ending song called What Child Is This by Lauren Daigle. Merry Christmas, everybody.
What child is this who lay to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet